Question, Sam, do I like drum and bass? Springtime is beautiful, so I was gutted to miss spring in Japan. I've never been in spring. Never been in Japan in spring, sorry. So I missed that, and this time of year gets really hot. And we used to have a little area that we lived in Kobe on Rockall Island. It was called Rivermore. And at the end of the week, all the foreign boys used to fire up the barbecue and play some music and enjoy a few cold numbers at the end of a week, which was a lot of fun. So, yeah, missing those days, but hopefully get to catch up with my Kobe teammates at some stage later in the year, which would be quite cool. Yeah, Fisher, actually, someone just mentioned there. Yeah, he's an absolute rooster. I absolutely love Fisher. Awesome, love his tunes. Yeah, he looks like a pretty funny guy too, which I'd love to meet one day. Some questions about the blues and how that's all going. Why did I choose the blues? I didn't, to be honest. I never actually thought I'd play for the blues ever. Yeah, so basically I was contracted in Japan and supposed to be finishing my playing season in Japan around June. And obviously with COVID-19 happening all around the world, I came home, the country went into lockdown. They postponed a few games in Japan. They ended up cancelling the season, so I was a bit gutted about that. So I would love to go back to Japan and sort of help the Steelers win another title. We were looking pretty good, but obviously it wasn't to be. It was the right decision in the end. But through lockdown, I realised two things. One of them was how important sort of family is and being around family, and I really missed my family when I was living in Japan because they were based here in New Zealand, here in Auckland. And the other one was how much I miss rugby through lockdown. When something's taken away from you, you soon realise how much you miss it. So when I got the phone call from a good friend of mine, Leon McDonald, who I used to play with at the All Blacks and Crusaders, he asked me if I had any interest in sort of helping his team out. I was going to go down and do some kicking sessions with their kickers. And then one of their young players, Stevie, he got injured his foot, so he asked if I consider actually joining the squad. My first thoughts were no, can't do that, can't play for the Blues. But then, I kind of thought a little bit more about it and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to give back to a lot of the younger guys there, try and share some of my experience. But the most important thing for me was being able to go to work and then come home back to my family each day, which was very important. My wife has just tuned in. Hey, Bonds. Yeah, come downstairs. You can come join me, answer some of these questions if you want. So that was a big part of the reason why I decided to help out there. It was all a bit weird putting the Blues kit on for the first time, but when I got over that and got out on the grass, I realised exactly what I was missing, and that was running around and playing rugby and putting the boots on. So I guess that's part of the reason that I said yes to Leon when he asked. A question from Chad: how often am I training? We train 4 days a week during the weekdays, so if the game's on a Saturday, we train Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, Friday, and then obviously the game on Saturday. So we do around 3 to 4 gym sessions a week. A lot of the gym sessions later in the week are power focused, pretty light, just working on speed and power. Earlier in the week they're a bit more strength orientated. We're out on the field once of those 4 days for about, probably 90 minutes normally, and then you can do a lot of skill work outside of that and around the changing rooms as well. The gym sessions, do a bit of skill work around those as well. So, we're normally at work from around, 8:30 until about 3 o'clock most days, which is good. And then sort of your Wednesday and Sundays are your recovery days. Dennis Moananu, how's the banter been from the Crusaders team? They've gone quiet, actually. A lot of my old teammates. They haven't said too much, which worries me a little bit. But I had a good chat to Scott Robinson, the Crusaders coach, the night before I went and announced I was playing for the Blues, and he completely understood the situation, which was nice. Talked to my family. But the rest of my teammates, old teammates at least, they've gone quiet on me. Anyway, what else we got here? Some general rugby questions. Got one here from Chaz at Chazu_. If you couldn't play fly half, what position would you play? I played a lot second 5'8", inside centre, number 12, whatever you want to call it, whatever part of the world you are. I played a lot of that position early in my professional career, the first 2 seasons, so I can fit back into that position quite comfortably. Played a little bit of fullback as well for Canterbury. We were sport for choice down in Canterbury. We had Aaron Major, who played number 10. We had Andrew Murdens, myself. So through a certain, I think it was NPC 2005 maybe, the coach, Ozzie McLean, really wanted to get all of us out onto the field at the same time in the starting position, so he threw me back at fullback, which I quite enjoyed, but obviously played most of my career in a number 10 jersey. My top 3 greatest all-time number 10s to play the game. Yeah, that is really, really difficult. When I was young, I was a huge Michael Lynagh fan, Wallaby. He was a great player, so I have to throw him in there. I know I'm going to miss people. Jonny Wilkinson, without a doubt, huge respect for him. Early on in my professional career, I used to watch his work ethic and the way he went about the game, and I have huge respect for him. He's world class and had an amazing career. There's so many. It's hard to go past Andrew Murdens. Through my teenage years, he was playing for Canterbury and the All Blacks, and I used to idolise him. Had photos or posters of him up on my bedroom wall, and just the way he directed the game and was putting on a bit of a clinic for the Crusaders and All Blacks through my teenage years, and obviously got to play alongside him and become a teammate and friend of his as well, which was pretty cool. So that was my top 3. Who is the hardest 10 to play against? I played against some world class number 10s, but Stephen Larkham was amazing. You'd be trying to shut him down, but his passing game was incredible. He was one of the real sort of first number 10s to catch the ball right on the line, right on the game line. And then he just had this ability to get the ball out of his hand and throw, 20, 30 metre passes at ease. So defending him was really difficult. He's quite a tall, sort of lanky guy, but he read the game well. He played right on the advantage line, so you couldn't drift off. You always had to mark him, and he just was setting up all the guys around him. So, he was world class. Let me have a look here, see if there's any questions coming through. Thanks everyone that's jumping on in and asking all these questions. There's a few ones that I probably can't repeat on here, but thanks anyway. So, why haven't seen you on the field? Why haven't you seen you on the field for the Blues yet? They're going pretty well, to be honest. They don't really need me. But the Blues have been together since, December last year, so they've got a pretty settled group, that have been working hard behind the scenes for a long time. I've been training with them for 3.5 weeks, so I've had sort of 3 months in lockdown where I didn't do any rugby training, so I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball, but trying to add as much value off the field. So yeah, it's a big part of the reason I'm just trying to get my fitness and contact levels up after not doing a lot over the last few months. So yeah. Rightio. Some more questions. What's it like to be the water boy for the Blues, from Lucas? Yeah, it's all good. It was quite strange. The very first Super Rugby game after sort of everyone being in lockdown and no sport, and to be one of the first sports to play in front of crowds, it was a really special moment. It was almost a big thank you to New Zealand for doing such an amazing job, through lockdown and sort of controlling sort of COVID-19 in the country, and then to play a game and have a crowd there. It was cool, and to see a sold out Eden Park was great. The boys put on a good performance, and I'm pretty experienced water boy these days. Ran the water a few times for the All Blacks throughout my career, and I got to do it alongside Tana Umanga, my old captain and good mate, who's assistant coach at the Blues. So yeah, we had a good time running the water on, trying to give messages, trying to keep the boys upbeat throughout the game. I'm not sure if you caught it, but there was one moment Tana and I were deep in conversation, on the sideline, down on one knee, as the water boys often are. I can't even remember what we're talking about, but it was very serious. I think it was talking about our attacking game and what was going wrong with it. And we looked up, and there'd been a stoppage in play for about 2 minutes, and our trainer had run on with the water without telling us. And here we were, the players looking at the two of us, going, "Are you guys going to come on the field or what? You've completely forgotten the water." So here we were, chatting away. So I wouldn't say we're world-class water boys. We had a bit of a shocker that moment, but I prefer running the water on than sitting in the crowd. It feels like you've got a bit of involvement, which is good. A couple of closing questions. Obviously got a match out at Southbridge tomorrow night, so I better get plenty of rest before that. But there's a question from Christopher CJ. Am I excited about Saturday's Southbridge match? Yeah, I can't wait. I haven't played many games for Southbridge senior side, but that's where I played all my age grade rugby from when I was 6 years old until I was probably about 17. It's a lot of fond memories down at the club. It's a home game too, which is exciting, against West Melbourne. Should be a bit of fun. So looking forward to putting on the blue and white hoops and playing alongside some of the young boys there in the Southbridge team, and also some familiar faces that I've played with before. Last time I played there was about sort of 5 or 6 years ago. So a few of those boys are still playing, which is good. A few people have been giving me a hard time about potentially going back-to-back, playing again on Sunday for the Southbridge Golden Oldies. Obviously being over 35, I can play Golden Oldies rugby now, so I have to see if the Southbridge Mud Eels Golden Oldies team are playing on Sunday, and might back it up and do the double header this weekend. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I sold my an All Blacks jersey recently, and so I've got the cheque to take down of about $21,000 for the club, who's obviously been doing it pretty tough through COVID-19, and for them to have the season back up and running and be able to come out and play for them and support them and just give back to grassroots rugby is something really important. And often as professional rugby players, we don't get the opportunity to do that, so a chance to be able to give back. So yeah, pretty excited about that. Another one, will you be playing the Crusaders in the next week's match for the Blues? Don't know, to be honest. I don't even know if I can. Don't know. I haven't played in 4 months. Obviously playing my first game tomorrow, so I think I'll soon see tomorrow after I get a bit of game time whether I still need a bit of work to do or I feel confident. But I need to get some confidence by playing some club rugby It'd be quite strange playing against Crusaders, to be honest. And the way the Blues are going, they're playing extremely well, so I don't think they really need me, to be honest. So, don't know. Leave selections and things like that up to the coaches. So, that's all the questions that I've sort of written down. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe. Alright, hey guys. Let me just wait for a few people to jump on here. Hope everyone's had a good week so far. It's my first time actually on Facebook Live.